Hello everyone, and welcome to the first ever episode of the YDragon podcast. My name is Ollie, I'm the CBO of YDragon, and I will be your host. We've got lots to talk about today, plenty to cover around what's been going on within YDragon, behind the scenes over the last few weeks, and we'll be covering things like our partnerships, which the numbers are coming through thick and fast, past events and occurrences including our IDO, dual listing, the cross-chain bridge, our first index private beta program, as well as another exciting product, the YDragon Private Blockchain Fund Initiative. Before we get stuck in, whatever platform you're watching or listening on, be it YouTube, IGTV, or a podcast platform, please go ahead and like or subscribe. You'll find us all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Medium, and our Telegram channels. So get involved to stay up to date with all things YDragon. So, first of all, what is YDragon? Well, if you look at our official documentation, you'll see that YDragon is a cross-chain index ecosystem with yield-bearing collateral, providing a true interoperable cross-asset experience. Now, I think it's safe to say there's probably a few of you out there actually scratching your heads right now, wondering what that all means. Well, let's break it down for you. Okay, so the first part, a cross-chain index ecosystem with yield-bearing collateral. So, as most of you, if not all of you will know, there are such things as blockchains. And there are a vast number of them out there. For example, the Ethereum blockchain with ERC20 tokens, the Binance Smart Chain with BEP20 tokens, and of course many, many, many more. Now the second part, an index. Well, an index fund is a basket of assets, a collection of assets, could be stocks, commodities, in this case cryptocurrencies, basketed together in one group. So what this first part essentially means is cross-chain index ecosystem. YDragon will not only be able to offer you indexes, groups of assets basketed together, but actually offer them cross-chain, so on multiple blockchains within one index. This is a really, really fantastic feature to have, and we'll explain why a little bit later. So the second part here, the yield-bearing collateral. Well, it's becoming more and more common to hear terms like yield generation and staking almost on a daily basis, more and more and more in the DeFi space right now. And this is something that YDragon will offer alongside indexes actually running automatically. So essentially, by investing in a YDragon index, YDragon will take care of the rest in terms of putting your money, your collateral to work for you to earn yield, make profit for you without you lifting a finger. Now, there is a lot more that I can explain about what we do, but we have many more episodes that we can do that in, and we've got lots and lots to cover today. So let's move on to our partnerships that we've struck up so far. And for those of you watching on YouTube, you will be able to see some graphics with some details about each partner popping up on the screen as I go through them. For those of you listening on podcast platforms, well, you'll just have to listen carefully and make some mental notes. So number one on the list that we'll talk about is our partnership with Polygon, formerly Matic Network. Now the reason this one is particularly special is because Polygon actually took a look at YDragon and awarded us a very prestigious grant in order to begin exploring creating indexes and more of our products on their network. So just a little bit about Polygon. Polygon is an Ethereum native scaling protocol designed for launching interoperable blockchains. Now, while Ethereum is, of course, fantastic, there are some limitations, and Polygon actually solves these, bringing to you near instant transactions, negligible fees, and a huge variety of technologies. So it's really exciting that we're in a position to be able to explore an index with Polygon. So the next stop on YDragon's partnership journey is Moonwolf, which is coincidentally a Polygon native project. So some key features about Moonwolf. They are the first deflationary token on Polygon. This feature is a really interesting one because what this means is that the supply of tokens is reduced with every transaction. They burn tokens per transaction. And burning tokens, of course, reduces the supply, which in turn increases demand, which can, of course, potentially increase the token value. So a really interesting feature there. On top of that, Moonwolf offer a multitude of farming opportunities. They have a native community-driven NFT marketplace. So in terms of potential collaborations with YDragon, it's a really good partner to have. And then we move on to our partnership with Icon Hyperconnect. So Icon Hyperconnect are a public representative of the Icon blockchain. This is amazing for YDragon because, of course, it is yet another blockchain upon which we can look to explore indexes. So Icon Hyperconnect's focus areas are around business development, expanding Icon's network, research and education initiatives to grow the Icon community. So it's really cool that we're working with them. So on to our next partnership, and this one, I hope I say this right, this is QIDAO. Just in case you want to look them up, that is spelt QIDAO, but you say QIDAO. So QIDAO is the first stablecoin protocol native to the Polygon network. Now, QIDAO is predominantly a lending platform with the stablecoin MAI, that's MAI, soft-pegged to the USD. Now, alongside their lending capabilities, some of their main goals are to make the crypto economy, as transparent, accessible, and as globally inclusive as possible. So they have very similar aims to YDragon. Again, more exciting partnership news. Now, the next partnership on the list is one of our most important ones. That's no disrespect to any of the others, but as I'm sure you'll all agree, any reputable project in the crypto space should take security very, very seriously. And that is why it's very important that we have partnered with Lossless. And Lossless are a huge project in crypto, and they are a first of their kind when it comes to security of funds. They've developed a hack mitigation tool. So what's amazing about this tool is, of course, as we know, crypto is anonymous and it's very, very difficult to retrieve funds that have been hacked. However, Lossless have found a way, and with their hack mitigation tool, the protocol actually halts false fraudulent transactions and automatically reverses stolen tokens. So it's fantastic news that we have partnered up with Lossless. So moving on to the next partner, this list feels like it's never going to come to an end. Next on the list is Unimex Network, which is a Uniswap-based connected ecosystem of decentralized protocols and dApps. Now, Unimex Network offer a number of really cool features, including margin trading, liquidity farming, and staking, and they're actually the first platform to enable direct long and short trading on native ERC20 and BEP20 tokens. So lots of room for collaboration there. And moving forward again, we come to our next partner, CyberFi. CyberFi again offer a number of areas of potential collaboration, one of which we have actually already undertaken by utilizing CyberFi's native staking platform, Samurai. But CyberFi is not just restricted to staking. They've got a great selection of tools across their platform, including automated DeFi trading and farming, liquidity pools, and much, much more. So there should be some really exciting things to come on our collaboration. So moving on once more, our next collaboration on the list was with ApeSwap. So ApeSwap are originally a Binance Smart Chain native, but now Polygon as well native platform, and their main focus areas are around yield generation, which, as we know, is one of YDragon's key focus areas as well. And actually, in exciting news, when this partnership was announced, YDragon staking pools went live immediately on ApeSwap staking platform. So YDR holders could immediately actually use their tokens to earn rewards on the ApeSwap platform, which is fantastic. Okay, so I think we have two more partners to talk about, and then we can move on to key events. So next on the partners list is Unipilot, who are a really interesting and innovative project. So Unipilot actually allow anyone to create and fill their own liquidity vault with zero restrictions or limitations. They have an automation system in place that assists with liquidity position management, and this allows them to help you maximize your APR or APY, however you prefer it, on your investment. And onto our final partner on the list so far, and that is in the shape of BSC Station. As you can probably guess from the name, BSC Station are Binance Smart Chain native platform, and actually they do a bit of everything in DeFi. They are a one-stop shop for all things DeFi. So what that means is their list of tools actually covers, pretty much everything, including their IDO launchpad, farming platform, staking platform, a BSC swap feature, NFT auctions, and an NFT marketplace. So there's not really any specific areas to mention potential collaboration here because, well, it could be literally all of them. It could be one or two. It could be simply everything. So really looking forward to how that one develops. So let's talk a little bit about what's been happening at YDragon. Of course, the project has been in development for much longer than this, but the first big day in the YDragon growth was the dual IDO that we held. Well, it feels like way back now. It's been such a busy few weeks. It was actually back on August the 13th. That was held on BSC Pad and TrustSwap. So with those two platforms, that obviously means we have tokens native to Ethereum, ERC20 tokens on TrustSwap, and the Binance Smart Chain, BEP20 tokens on BSC Pad. The allocation on each launch pad was $800,000, and both of these were more than comfortably hit. In actual fact, on BSC Pad, we actually ran a $300,000 first come, first served round just after, and this sold out in 39 seconds. 39 seconds, insane. And on TrustSwap, again, that target of 800,000 could have actually been hit 5 times over. We were 467% oversubscribed. So clearly there's a lot of interest around YDragon. So the next natural step, of course, after the IDO was our dual listing. The listing took place on PancakeSwap and Uniswap 5 days after the IDO on August the 18th. Now, as is always the case with a new token listing, there was a big spike at the initial listing point. I think it was just over 200%. That did, of course, settle back down, and it's been moving along nicely ever since. The pairs that you need for each platform, if you would like to get involved with some trading or some investing, is BNB for PancakeSwap and Ethereum for Uniswap. So next up, after the dual token listing, this of course actually means we are on 2 chains, and part of our protocol is to be cross-chain, so we had to allow that to happen. This resulted in the release of our cross-chain bridge between Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. The bridge actually allows you to transfer your tokens between the 2 chains. If yours are on Ethereum and you would like to use them on the Binance Smart Chain, you can transfer them across and vice versa. Of course, every chain has its own key benefits and features, so it's really useful to have this bridge, especially moving forward with our plan for cross-chain interoperability. So the next step on the development is our audit with Certic. Now Certic, we could have mentioned them in our partnerships as they are technically a partner, but it was part of our project progress, so I thought I'd put it in here. Certic are one of the market leaders in terms of blockchain security, in terms of auditing smart contracts for blockchain protocols. The audit was pretty much a huge success across the board. There were a couple of minor issues that cropped up that have been dealt with, and actually a development since then, because we have since then actually run a beta program of our first index and made some tweaks to that. We're actually having a second audit with Certic just to make sure everything is still above board. So next up was the YDragon Index private beta program. Now, having done extensive and rigorous in-house testing of this first index, we felt that it was time to roll it out to a private group of beta testers for reports on any bugs and issues before it being rolled out to the general public. If you're watching on YouTube or potentially IGTV, you'll be able to see right now a breakdown of this testing index, the BSCX index. Now, while the beta program was generally a big success, there were a few bugs found. I mean, that is the purpose of running betas, to find and fix and iron out any bugs and glitches before it's rolled out to the general public. Following the beta program and the bug reports that we received back, of course, there have been some edits and alterations made to the smart contracts involved, so that may well result in another beta prior to the main index launch. And if you keep an eye on all of our social media and get in our Telegram chat and announcement channels, you will be kept up to date with developments on that front as and when they are announced. The next announcement is a very exciting one. In fact, it's 3 in 1, and it's all about staking. So we now have staking pools active for YDR on ApeSwap, on CyberFi's native staking pool Samurai, and on BSC Station. So this means that if you already hold YDR, you can put it to work for you to make some passive income. Alternatively, if you don't, get yourself some YDR and get in the staking pools again on ApeSwap, Samurai, and BSC Station. You can find all the information that you need to know about all of those on our Medium page, YDragon-IO. Now, the final development to talk about today is a really exciting one, and actually it's outside of our core product offerings. And this is YDragon's Private Blockchain Fund initiative. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there are huge numbers of blockchains out there, some of them with huge amounts of potential, and they are just simply underfunded, so they cannot get to where they need to be. So what we've set out to do with this project is to actually raise funds to invest in these smaller, more underfunded blockchains. And this is a win-win for everyone, because what it allows to happen is growth of the blockchain itself, while the investors can actually gain APY, actually yield generation, through investing in said blockchains. The first one to be brought into this initiative was or is Solana. Now, I'm sure quite a few of you will have heard a fair bit about Solana recently, if you hadn't already. Unfortunately, it was not great news. They had a bit of an issue a couple of weeks ago, but thankfully that has now been solved, and they're heading in the direction that they were before. Huge amounts of promise around Solana. Now, again, much like running a beta program, we weren't going to launch this product without testing it ourselves. So the team and a small group of private investors actually invested $50,000 into Solana, and in just over 3 weeks, they had returned $41,000 worth of profit on that test run. So some really, really lucrative benefits and yield generation to be made the most of here. And of course, it's helping these chains grow as well. So like I say, it's a win-win for everybody. And in terms of developments, that just about wraps things all up. Just as a parting note on that front, we are currently running a huge contest throughout October. Again, if you head over to our Telegram channel or any of our socials, you'll be able to find details on that and get involved. So let's now just delve into why YDragon was built. So building a big portfolio, diversified portfolio, and using it to take advantage of good yield generation opportunities and doing it all manually is a nightmare. We're talking about the sheer hours that you consume looking for reputable projects, actually purchasing the tokens. Obviously, you've got the multiple fees included with that as well. The time consumption and the complexity of managing your portfolio manually as well. And let's face it, at times, even the most seasoned trader can find the crypto space, the DeFi space, pretty tricky to actually navigate. If you add to that the risk involved, which is multiplied or magnified by the fact that you're managing your own portfolio as well, then something needed to be done to actually address these issues. This is where YDragon comes in. With YDragon, you're looking at reduced costs due to a one-time investment for a diversified portfolio, huge hours saved with less transactions, less research, less physical purchases, massively simplified asset management because all of your assets are held in one place for easy tracking. The platform itself is so easy to use, and having that diversified portfolio, that index, or maybe a number of indexes, hugely reduces your risk compared to putting all your eggs in one basket. And what's more, as a YDragon Index investor, there is one extra feature of the YDR token itself, and that is its governance capabilities. Now, what this means to you is that you will actually have a say and be able to vote on future decisions of the YDragon indexes, including assets involved and strategies moving forward. So I think that pretty much covers everything for today. As I've mentioned a few times, we have social accounts everywhere. We're looking at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, a couple of Telegram channels, Reddit. Get involved in all of our social media. Keep up to date with all things YDragon. And I do hope with what you've been presented with today, you really can see that YDragon is and will be DeFi made simple.